Waitangi Day 2003. The boys went out to, I was working at that time, typical. I was working at that time, and the boys all went out to a few of the Waitangi gigs, you know, like the Bob Money Days and stuff like that. And seeing a few New Zealand artists out there, and that was the inspiration for us to get out there and do the same thing, you know. We thought, well, why can't we do the same thing? So we came back and had a bit of a jam, and that was the start of our group, basically. We did a song called What Would I Do? And that was our first time we got together. Yeah, our very first time together, jamming, and we are sitting right now. And yeah, we came up with a song called What Would I Do? And that was our very first single. We put that together with another track called Life's Lessons, and basically did up a 2-single CD, and we just handed that around everywhere we went. We did gigs, wherever we did gigs, we did a CD handout too, you know.
You guys are boys? Like, you guys grew up together?
Cool. We're all cousins.
Family.
We all come from me and this guy's mums, our sisters, and our mums, our cousins to his mum. So that's how we pretty much grew up together. We know everybody, we know each other's ways, so we know how to tune each other up when someone turns, you know, gets out of line or something. It's
all family though, eh?
Yeah, no, it's all family, and I think that's sort of like a thing that we can, you know, we can hit that barrier where some people find it hard to talk to their bros about what's happening in their group. Because we're family, we're just straight on the table sort of stuff, and you know, the bros check each other, and they check me too to make sure that we're doing our, you know, our own job, you know, and what we're supposed to be doing. Well, us, we were highly influenced by a lot of South rap, like Southern hip hop, Ghetto Boys, Scarface stuff, yeah, Black Ones, all the Rap-A-Lot stuff. And then from that Rap-A-Lot stuff, we started to click into like the No Limit stuff, like Master P and all that sort of stuff, and that was our big, you know,
he was a major. They were a major influence for us because they were doing basically what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Was our own style of music, and basically running ourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
independently. Yeah. That's what got us. We were like, that's how we want to run it.
Because if you listen and you know anything about No Limit, they're all about that. Yeah. Running yourself, be independent, show them that you can do it. You know.
Master P did it.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah.
He did it. We couldn't get any gigs at that time. We were trying to jump onto all these other people's gigs and stuff like that, but they wouldn't let us in, so we started our own gig, which was called The Eclipse. It was basically north, south, east and west, which is what we made it to be. It was inviting artists from all over Auckland. No matter where you were from, we had people come as far as Hamilton up here to come and play at the gig. And it started off with just six groups at our first gig. By the end of the year, we had anything like 30 groups a month trying to approach us
to get into it, yeah.
From all over the country. What we found out was that a lot of the groups that we had pulled into the Eclipse were starting to pull off their own gigs like the Eclipse with all the artists that we were using at the same time, you know what I mean? And it was good to see that they were using our ideas, you know, and that we were onto a winning formula. And then basically we'd get invited along to their gigs, so we'd show support the same way as they showed us support.
So we'll go support them to do their gigs and all that.
And that's how we networked with all the artists, all these different artists from across the country. Because from being able to throw our own gig like the Eclipse, we learned how to organise other events. Yeah, and we started getting invited to do the local ones, Christmas in the parks and stuff like that. Which last year's one had Savage, Jay Williams, Young Sid, At Ease,
and Recommended Dosage.
Recommended Dosage. Anything to do with community gigs and all that sort of stuff, we're always keen to do that because there's a chance that we could be on that stage and some little kid out there could look at us, hey, they're from our place, they're from Mangere too.
Yeah. Hey,
that could be us one day, you know what I mean? And that could trigger that off, you know what I mean? I mean, that triggered it off for us when we saw another New Zealand group at Waitangi Day and we're like, hey, they're from here. We're going to try that too, you know what I mean? And that's where it started. It just started off like that. there was the start of Recommended Dosage. And to do that for younger kids and the next generation, they got way more options than what we had. If we knew about music when we were younger, we wouldn't have got much trouble that we did when we were younger, because we would have been occupied, you know what I mean? Everyone always looks at South Auckland as, oh, murders or all that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? Like drug dealing and gangs and, you know, gang violence and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we're not saying it doesn't happen here. We're not saying that it does, you know, it doesn't happen, but we are saying there's something else that's good in the area as well. You know what I mean? We got things that we're doing that's trying to better the community.
I mean, we grew up. Our families were all in gangs.
Yeah, so it was a big thing for us. It was a good eye opener too for ourselves to know that we don't want to go that way. You know, because we saw that when we were younger, so we were like, nah, I don't want that on my back. You know, something like that. And then like for our parents to see, for them to see us detour away from it, where most families end up, your parents or, you know, elders are in some sort of gang, naturally the kids are going to look up to the parents as, I want to be in the gang, I want to be like that too. Where it was different with us, we looked at it and we're like, nah, hell no, I don't want to be in that gang. You know, it's like, I don't want to be
just to see us change. Our parents were very, very supportive of what we were doing, you know. At first you get a couple of our parents that weren't really into it, you know, thinking, oh, rap music, oh, you know, you're not going to go anywhere with that. And next thing you know, you got something on the TV and they're like, oh well, son, you know, you keep up with it, you know, keep it going, you know, and that alone was enough to keep you going, eh? You know?
Yeah. I mean, our parents were happy with what direction we took. Maybe, you know, 10, 20 years from now, whatever happens with this One Mic Records is definitely going to go towards all of our kids, because we all got kids. And that's what we do this for, you know. At the end of the day, we're going to leave something for them, you know. Like our parents tried their hardest to do something for us and leave something for us, you know. And they did a real good job. I mean, you know, I'm glad I got those hidings when we got those hidings. That's when you listen, eh, you know. That's when you know and have to respect people here, right? You know,